Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Nikki, and here's her story. Hey, Ollie, I wrote to you recently about my narc mother-in-law in the video. The narcissist cuts everyone out of the will. I'm writing you with an update. We went no contact a few months ago after yet another one of her periodic outbursts of rage. The last thing she had said to my husband was that he was a cunt, and we went no contact from that moment. 2 weeks ago, a message came through out of the blue to my husband's phone from his enabling father. It asked if we wanted them to take care of the children at any point. In the UK, it is now summer holiday and the children are off school. I don't know if it's the same in the US. It is. That was it. A message from them as though nothing had ever happened. Not good enough this time. We ignored the message. When we didn't respond to the message, she started stalking us on social media. She found a blog I write about our 7-year-old son who has autism. You see, Ollie, we could never tell my in-laws when our son was diagnosed a few years back because they would not have understood, and we did not want to put ourselves or our son through an influx of her opinions and judgment and contradictions. I could not trust what she would say to my son, since I had heard her speaking negatively of other children with autism in the past. Once she found my blog, she sent hate messages to my husband that same day. I can understand she wishes we told her, but takes no responsibility for the fact that she makes herself completely unapproachable as a person. My husband then blocked her from his mobile phone, and there were a few days of silence afterwards. However, I knew that she would be at home trolling my blog and making herself more and more crazy. I was waiting for the next outburst, though I did not know what or when it would be. You kind of living my life, you know, being trolled on social media, just like Bunny Rabbit. It's not fun. Well, today she called my husband on his work line, after realizing her messages were not getting through to his mobile. Caught off guard, he took the call. Why? They're always going to corner you when you're most vulnerable. It was his enabling father. They made some bullshit excuse about hearing some story about a young man killing himself locally the night before, and they said they were worried it was him. Funny they didn't call the house phone. They waited till they knew he would be at work without me around. When my husband took the phone call, she was hysterical. When all else fails, bring out the waterworks. My husband managed to tell them that he wanted them to leave us alone and stop calling and messaging. He told them that he had been suffering with severe anxiety and that he needed them to leave us alone for the children's sake, if not for ours. They don't care. They don't care. You don't tell them any of that because they think they see it as weakness. They see your explanations as weakness and only as an opportunity of information to be exploited. Instead of empathizing in any way, she told him he was an awful person, there you go, for not sending his dad a Father's Day card this year. She has no empathy for anyone. She only cares about herself and how she can win. Sounds very familiar. I know now that they will literally do anything to try to make contact with my husband, even if it means calling his direct line at work. They know I'm a lost cause. I'm strong, but they think they can tap into him somehow if they just keep trying. I think the only option is to block them on all channels now. I feel like they will always find us. It feels as though there is no way out. I need to know there is a way out. Thanks for reading, Nikki. There's always a way out. But if you don't block them on all your social media, when you figure out who they are, you're inviting it. You're giving them the excuse if it ever gets to the point where you have to go to court, because the first thing the courts are going to say is, did you block them and did you delete the comments? And if it's no, they're going to say, you're inviting it. At least blocking them. Now, if you're going to say, well, I wanted to keep it just so everybody, you don't need everybody to see. You could screen cap it and keep the proof. You don't need to keep it out there, which is why I don't keep my father's shit out there when he does it. And it drives them crazy. It lets them know they're being ignored, which is the only way you beat these people, is to ignore them completely. They are going to keep calling any way they can. Now, is that going to stop them from trolling you on social media? No, they're going to make sock puppet accounts. But let them make the sock puppet accounts, because that proves they're the stalkers. That proves you want nothing to do with them, and they are going out of their way to harass them, to harass you. So unless you block them, unless you block the narcissist on every means of social media, you're almost encouraging them. Now, you could say blocking them encourages them, but they're going to come at you anyway. So better to have them making a bunch of sock puppet accounts, because you're making it clear you want nothing to do with them. Then I don't understand why no call. Your husband should have never taken the call at work. Should have told whoever took the call, tell them I'm not taking any calls from them, and their phone calls are not welcome. You explaining anything to them is only giving them the opportunity to turn it against you. So don't do it. Block them from everything. So thank you again for another contribution and story, Nikki. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general, keep it going, the lights on, bills paid, see it expand. You know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. And if you're still unclear, wait for the instructional video link to pop up on the screen at the end of this video to walk you through all of that. Please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance.